Welcome to the Sarah Scoop Show. It's time to get the scoop with Sarah. Hello, everyone. I'm Sarah here at the Sarah Scoop Show, and I'm so excited because we have a really fun guest today, Alexis Nelis, who you may recognize from High School Musical, the series. She's here to give us the scoop on life like it is on set, what she's up to, and just all around fun things. So thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Yeah, so first off, I would like to just kind of hear a little bit about you. Like, how did you get into acting? Because I know you have like a theater background as well, and you get to really use all of it together now.
Yes, I'm the most blessed person ever to get to be on not only a TV show, but one that gets to incorporate my main love of theater, which is what dragged me into this industry in the first place. I started when I was really, really little. I always loved singing. I used to make my parents, anytime we went anywhere or like entered any type of building, announce me and do like a full roll call before I entered a room. So I always really loved that exciting factor of getting to be big and take up space, because we don't always get to do that in life. And I think that was the main attraction for it.
And so what you are really well known for now is High School Musical, the series. So when you at first were hearing about this role, what were you thinking? Like, what was going through your mind?
At first, I really didn't know anything about it. You know, honestly, like my first reaction was, oh my gosh, like, what are people going to think? Because I was the High School Musical generation. And immediately I was like, are they going to try to redo everything? How is this going to work? And then I read the first episode and just kind of fell in love with it just right off the bat because of all the main inclusion part and aspect of it. They have, gay couples, and they have like all representations and just a ton of diversity. And for an Asian American like me who has two moms, I didn't ever see that growing up. And I didn't know that that could be something that could be normalized. So it was one of the most amazing things ever to read that pilot. So immediately I was like, oh my gosh, like I want to be in this show. I want to work with Tim Butterly.
Yeah. Let's go touch on that real quick. So you were a fan of the original then?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. I remember being in like the movie theater for like the first time when they were done all the other High School Musicals, and they were doing the High School Musical 3, and it got to be in like a real live movie theater because we had been watching it on our TVs at that time. And it was just, it's a magical thing. High School Musical brought us all together,
And now you get to play the role of Natalie. So kind of describe your character for everyone in your words.
Natalie is the stage manager, and she is really sweet intentioned always, but she is very much like me, where type A, gotta get her stuff done, and then we can play around, and then we can have time to enjoy. But like most theater people know too, we gotta do it correctly and do it correctly for us.
Yeah, I love that. I hear so many people that have comparisons to their characters, and it's really cool to see the person you are and then the person you play kind of overlap.
Oh, yes. Tim did an amazing job. I think that he helped bring out our characters and kind of introduce us to them, as well as vice versa. And now we all know what parts of ourselves align correctly with our characters, and that helps us bring that more onto screen, because it's no longer us playing a role. It's kind of a combination of it.
Yeah. And so speaking of Tim, I have a tweet here that he said, hire real theater kids and then get out of their way. So how do you think that relates to just the casting and how it all played out?
I think that it's the most accurate thing I've ever heard, because I think that kids that grew up in the arts have a type of empathy and ability to connect, because, we weren't always the coolest.
Right.
But like, we know how to include people. We know how to make those relationships stay professional. And that really was what that entire experience is everyone was on their game when we needed to be, and we were able to have a ton of fun off screen as well.
Like on social media, it looks like you guys are all just the best of friends. Is the cast very close?
Oh my gosh, yes. We're like a little family, and I'm so, so grateful they have been brought into my life, because they're like little rocks. We're in Utah. We don't have a ton of connections out there. We really only have each other, and we do a really good job at making sure that everyone is okay.
So you guys film in Utah. So is that where you stay most of the time, or are you back to New York, Utah, kind of when you're not filming?
I would say that my time is kind of split 50-50 when we're in our filming, just because New York, I get to do all my auditions and stuff, but I do fly back a ton because, you know, we got to get those episodes done.
Exactly. So what's been your favorite episode you filmed so far?
Wow.
Or is there a scene that you really feel like Natalie got to shine?
I think that she really got to shine during the Save Miss Jen episode, which is episode 6. But I think that the most fun that I had for all the episodes was 9 and 10, because there was kind of a nostalgia, and we're getting to actually put on the production. We just got wrapped up into the actual, you know, this is High School Musical feeling, and then also thinking about our filming having to come to an end for a couple months was so sad, but everything just kept us so in the moment and so appreciative of where we were and who we were with at the time.
So I'm seeing all of you guys, like when you're not filming, you're all in your theater, singing around, like doing things. What are some of like some fun memories that people could relate to that have happened outside of filming?
Well, like the very first episode, we have our weekends on Mondays and Tuesdays, and right after that was done and we had our very first weekend, we all went sledding in Utah, and that was one of the most fun times ever, just because we're goofy and people, I think, forget that we're not our characters, but we have so much fun. We do game nights like once a week or twice. Like, it really depends. We do hot tub nights at the hotel that I stay at, and we just do a bunch of stuff just to keep each other involved and active.
Yeah, and I liked earlier, you did touch on this. I want to backtrack just a bit. You touched on really the storyline too. There is a lot of diversity. There's a lot of topics that are covered. Why do you feel this is important for everyone to be able to watch a show like this right now?
Well, like I said, like me coming from a place that I just never felt like I was represented on TV, and it took a really long time to get there. This was the first show that was like, oh my goodness, we have a character who is diverse. She is absolutely a wonderful woman warrior. Nini is so incredibly powerful. She has 2 moms, and she is teaching women that, okay, it's okay also to not know, because I think that there's a lot of pressure on women specifically on, okay, we just need to know what the place is, where our place is, and what those answers to any questions that might arise is. And she just teaches young women that it's okay to figure it out as we go.
Yeah, no, I think that is such a great message. So we saw online that you do some like activist work, like you have different foundations and things that you support. What is it that really is like true to your heart that you want people to know about that they can support as well?
Oh, there's actually a couple.
Good.
So I started getting involved with the Autism Speaks Foundation through my sorority when I went to Elon University, and that has become one of the closest foundations to my heart, just because of the hands-on experiences that we did get to have during our sorority time. We would get to participate in the walks, participate in fundraising, and I think that the philanthropic aspect of it just really caught my eye. Autism Speaks is a really, really important foundation to me because they do a lot of important work specifically with people that are on the autism spectrum and for families that are needing to figure out, okay, what do we do in certain situations, having support groups, fundraising, all the different things that they can do to support anybody and everyone that they can. And I think that's just one of the most incredible organizations.
So what can you tell us about season 2?
Season 2, okay, so there's not much I can say, but I can say it is bigger and better. Everything is just insane better and bigger.
And have you already started working on it?
We have. We got the first 2 episodes shot, and then unfortunately we were closed due to the COVID-19. But we're looking forward to getting back out there because we have some amazing stuff coming for the audiences.
Awesome. Well, we are excited. And I know there's one more question that's super important that a lot of people have asked me to ask you. Are you Team EJ or Team Ricky?
And Team Nene doesn't need a man.
There you go.
But, of course, gotta be Team Ricky. Come on. Look at Josh. Come on. He's
There's the answer we've been waiting for. Team Ricky.
But I will say EJ, his character is so redeemable in the end, I think.
Oh, and then we're going to get to see more. Will we get to see more of your character in season 2?
We'll have to find out.
She's not giving us any real scoop, are you?
But I'm so excited for the audience to see how much work and time and love has gone into this new season.
What message do you hope that audience get out of watching the series?
I hope that audiences get the message to be okay with themselves, to find their authentic, true selves, and to run with it and fly and keep going and figuring out all of the different stuff and the different aspects of themselves that make them unique, because that's what this show has done for me. That is what this experience filming has done with me. It's taught me how to take up space. And while I'm still learning, if that's something that I've been struggling with since I was in middle school and I'm an adult now, I know that there are so many little kids and teenagers and even young adults that are struggling as well. And I just think that the main message is, let's take up space. Let's stop teaching each other to be smaller, and let's run and fly and help each other get to those big points.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Alexis. You were a pleasure to chat with, and I appreciate you taking the time to give us the scoop on you and High School Musical and just everything. So thank you so much.
Thank you, and I hope you have a wonderful day, and stay safe and stay healthy.
Thank you. You too. Thank you for watching The Sarah Scoop Show. Head to sarahscoop.com for more.